How will humanity return to the moon, and this time stay for good? NASA's answer is Artemis, a program built to go back, learn, and build a permanent foothold beyond Earth. Artemis is not a single rocket or spacecraft. It is a complete transport and infrastructure system. The journey begins on Earth with the Space Launch System, or SLS, NASA's heavy rocket. SLS is built mainly by Boeing, Northrop Grumman, and Aerojet Rocketdyne. It carries the Orion spacecraft toward the moon. Orion, built by Lockheed Martin, is a deep space capsule designed to carry astronauts to lunar orbit and back. Once in lunar orbit, Orion docks to the Gateway Station, a small outpost circling the moon. Gateway is a modular station with parts from Maxar and Northrop Grumman, serving as a hub for landings and refueling. From Gateway, astronauts transfer into lunar landers, known as human landing systems. SpaceX Starship will perform the first crewed landing, ferrying astronauts from orbit down to the lunar surface. Later missions will use Blue Origin's Blue Moon lander, adding redundancy and competition. On the surface, Artemis Base Camp will grow into a permanent foothold, hosting habitats, rovers, and power systems. Every part of the system is modular. NASA can swap in different providers for rockets, landers, and cargo as technology evolves. Now, who builds what? SpaceX leads the first lander program with Starship HLS, under a fixed-price contract worth about $3 billion. Starship will conduct an uncrewed demo, then land astronauts during Artemis 3 at the lunar South Pole. Boeing builds the SLS rocket's core stages and upper stage, the workhorse lifting Orion into space. Boeing is also part of Blue Origin's national team, developing a second lunar lander for sustained missions. Blue Origin's lander will carry crews on later Artemis missions, creating backup capacity and competition. Maxar provides Gateway's power and propulsion element, using solar electric engines to maintain orbit around the moon. Northrop Grumman builds the HALO habitat module based on its Cygnus cargo spacecraft heritage. International partners add modules, logistics, and crew slots under the Artemis Accords framework. So how does NASA plan to stay on the moon, not just visit? Step 1. Short early missions like Artemis 2 and 3, test vehicles, spacesuits, and landing systems. Step 2. Build up Gateway and recurring lander services to enable multiple missions per year. NASA buys lander flights as services from SpaceX, Blue Origin, and others instead of owning each vehicle. Step 3. Deploy Artemis Base Camp at the lunar South Pole with habitats, rovers, and power sources. Surface stays expand from days to months as power and life support improve. Water ice becomes a key resource, converted into oxygen and hydrogen for life support and fuel. Commercial landers like Starship and Blue Moon deliver cargo and infrastructure for each mission. Step 4. Scale up. Add more missions, more partners, and more surface capability. NASA transitions from running single missions to managing an ecosystem of lunar services. So why this new structure with contractors and partners instead of classic government programs? First, fixed price and service contracts save cost and transfer risk to companies. NASA pays for results, not for every step of development. It buys a landing, not a lander. Second, redundancy. 2 or more lander providers mean one delay does not stop the program. Third, leverage the full industrial base. Legacy firms and new entrants combine strengths. Fourth, NASA can focus on what only NASA can do: safety, architecture, science, and international diplomacy. Fifth, international cooperation. The Artemis Accords link dozens of nations in a shared lunar effort. Together, these pieces create a blueprint for humanity's expansion beyond Earth. SLS and Orion to reach the moon. Gateway to support operations. Starship and Blue Moon to land. Base Camp to stay. Each mission builds on the last, step by step, toward a sustained human presence off Earth. Artemis is more than a return. It is the start of a permanent human chapter in deep space. From Apollo to Artemis, from footprints to foundations, the moon becomes our gateway to the stars.